Good morning, YouTube. Don't know when I'm going to release this yet, but it is now Wednesday, 2 days after the close of week 26. Numbers are still off. I'm still getting stuff for my new setup. I have a laptop that I purchased to replace my old decrepit laptop that was just shot. I mean, I couldn't even log into my APU, my Thermo King Trap Pack APU. It's got a USB plug on those things. I couldn't even log into that. So this one, it has like 10 programs on it, and has a solid state drive and so on, etc., etc. And after I downloaded the R3 patch or program from Thermo King, it actually worked out perfect. So those of you having problems with your APUs, I'll be posting a video later on in regards to that. I'll also be posting a video later on in regards to if-to-tax and how you're going to need to find the best place for you to fill up. So, because I know there's some issues with some of y'all are just like, well, I go to the cheapest place, and the cheapest place isn't always the cheapest place. Those of you that know about if-to-tax already know this, but some of y'all just like, no, don't know much about the raw fuel cost, etc., etc. I only know a little bit, but I do know that I get money back, which means I overpaid, but we'll discuss that later. So, week 26 numbers, I only did 4 loads, 5 loads, 4 loads. One of them I was up for 5. Actually, I was up for, I don't know what I was up for, but one of my loads was a cancellation, so I got a VNU on that, and that is in there as well. Total revenue on the shipment revenue was $1797.36, and plus 150 VNU made it $1947.36. Worked 6 days. I dropped my load Monday in Savannah, and I could not find anything to back me up out of there, even though there was good loads coming out of there. I'm trying to keep a certain radius around near my home area because I'm waiting on the government to get it together and give me what I'm waiting on so I can move on with my plans. Anyway, so $1.52 a mile, because I only did 1,279 miles, so the gross revenue was $1.52 per mile. Now, fixed expenses, you got the truck payment and the insurance payment. I went ahead and started taking those out. I didn't have those on my list because I wasn't sure of the breakdown, but it's like $111.56 a week, which is for mine, and I just put it in one column because my insurance company doesn't break it down like Schneider does. But considering the fact that, and it's an older truck, so it's not going to be quite as much. Schneider alone was 142. No, don't do that. Schneider was 132.24 plus the other 737 that I'm still paying Schneider. So it was like 140 a week, right? But now I'm down to fixed expenses are $291.66 as opposed to $1144.45. So almost $1,000 less per week. Per week. $1,000. $4,300. Okay, if you say it's an even $1,000 a week, that's $4,333.33 a month, because that's what $1,000 breaks down to. You got to multiply it by 4.3333333333 infinity. But you only want 2 decimal points, because who's counting that 1/3 of a cent, right? So fixed expenses $291.66 for 23 cents a mile. Last week they were only 14 cents a mile. Week before that they were 11 cents a mile, because as we all know, the more you drive, the less your cost per mile. Now, my variable expenses, I had a higher fuel because last week I only purchased $2.27 in fuel. This week was $5.52.31. Between the two of them, it was $7.79, which would have been about right for $3.85 or something like that, which is what I should have paid. But I didn't, because, I drug one out and I didn't fill up because I was nowhere near a fill-up place when I get done with the end of the day on Friday and went home. Okay, so this last week was $5.52.31. That's still low. I mean, that's actually what an average would be if I ran a normal week. there was $3 in card fees because I didn't use the NESTC card anywhere because the discount was 2 cents or 1 cent more with the Schneider card than it was for the NESTC card running the Midwest. So if you run a Midwest a lot, the NESTC card doesn't help that much other than giving your company credit. If you want a card that's going to help and you don't have to pay for it, get the TCS card. It has about the same discounts, and I haven't looked at mine, so I don't know if it's actually less in Georgia and so on. I know it is in the Northeast. What else we got? So I paid my, that actually should be on this week. I paid my pre-pass fee. I put it on last week. It doesn't matter. It's all in there. My phone bill is now, I got a tablet in addition to that laptop for the changes I'm making because I'm going to need the tablet for what I'm doing. Oh, that doesn't go there. I already put that in there. All right. So the tablet isn't in my expenses, even though it needs to be. It actually needs to be in last week because I paid for it. I mean, not last week, but week before last because I paid for it then. And then I put down 15 cents a mile for maintenance, which comes to $191.85. Now that is going to go up every week because the more miles you drive, the more your maintenance cost is going to be, right? So the week before was like $312.75. Total fixed expenses were $11.99.50 for 94 cents a mile. And because I didn't drive a lot and I didn't do a lot of trips, I didn't make a lot. So I ain't sweating it though. I'm not too worried about that because everything's going to work out fine as far as my plans are going. So $1.52 a mile, I'm about average for when I first started, considering I wasn't trying. I tried a little bit harder, but $1.63 was the week before. Like I said, there was $1.18 and $1.20. So month total is at $1.55 for June. And since June is over, okay. Gross was like $10,430 in June, which is the second lowest. May was only 68, but then I took 2 weeks off and I didn't work a lot because, I was being a slacker that week, but my profit per mile was like $1.60. Well, my gross per mile was like $1.62. So
proceed east on Commerce Road in a half mile. Turn left to...
Really? I haven't moved. How am I going to proceed? Stupid. Anyway, so that makes it for that week. And quarterly, this is the end of the quarter, right? So we'll put that in there too. It's way less than what I did last quarter. So last quarter was $46,799. This quarter was only $30,080.45. Was 17 total quarter. That was the revenue income, line haul. Total income was $31,788, which was about $1.53 a mile. So I'm back to my starting wage for gross revenue. Although, if you look at my profit, I'm not far off. I lost $8,000 in profit because I didn't run, but my expenses were $8,000 less, $8,130 less to be exact. So the $8,000 I lost was not really lost too much, not too much, a little bit, So it's all good. I mean, I worked 20 days less last quarter than I did the first quarter of the year. And the only reason for that was trying to get this truck. So, and in the process of getting this truck, I have decided I'm going to the spot market. Oh, that's the big reveal that I haven't been talking about. So I will be doing the spot market and I will be posting on that later on. But all of this stuff that I've had to buy leads up to the company I'm going to, where I needed a tablet for the ELD. I need a new laptop for everything I plan on doing. I was going to get a new laptop anyway. It had nothing to do with the company. It has to do with my needs, because I can't have like an 8-year-old laptop that doesn't do anything except sit there and spin in a circle. It's like having an old Nokia phone that can't get online. I mean, what's the purpose in that, right? So anyway, But my cost per day went down, right? It was 301, now it's gone down to 273. But then again, I've got a lot of exorbitant expenses this quarter. So with the 10 grand down, I don't even think I put that in anything. So that's going to be a totally different ball game when I put that into the factoring on the expenses of the whole year. I'm not going to worry about it on this quarter. I was trying to keep and see what I was actually doing and making. And when I put this 10,000 down in there, it's going to throw my numbers so far off, it's not going to be funny. But if I make what I'm planning on making, even if I break even, guys, even if I break even, I'll be making more than I originally was. Because the last 2 months of the year, just for figuring's sake, the last 2 months of the year with $1,000 less per month, I'm sorry, last 6 months of the year with the last $1,000 less per week payment. So if it's just under 1,000, we'll just say it's $4,000, right? So $4,000 a month, that's $24,000, right? So I'm 14,000 ahead of the game just with the down payment at 10,000. Then you take out the $600 a month, that's $3,600. So what'd I say? 6, 12, 18, 24, 14 minus $3,600 is $10,400 ahead of the game still. Minus the expenses I've had to cover, which were like $2,000 for everything, I think, plus the few things that I'm going to do. So we'll throw a round ball game. I might have to get front steers because I need to go to MD Align and get an alignment. She's been pulling to the right, and I don't like the way the tire is wearing right now. It still looks fine, but I'm getting a little bit more wear on the inside left tire than I am on any other part of the tires. I just checked them the other day, and the rest of them are good, but and these steers have been on here for a while. I'll let y'all know how many miles he's got on them when I look that back up again, because they've actually done really, really well. So has the super singles. They've done really well as well. But, worst case scenario, I'm out another $5,000, so I'm still profiting $5,000 extra dollars. The company is over what I would have had to spend on that truck, on the new one. And the new one, there was some things that, I was due for tune-up and all the other random normal stuff you got to do. And, I don't know. I'd have been at a loss as far as more money because, with the laptop and everything else I've purchased, that wouldn't even be in there, right? That wouldn't even be in there to take off on the factor if I hadn't bought this truck. So the laptop might, because it still would have been a company expense. But other than that, I think things are working out. And even if I break even, that's what I'm looking at. So if the business isn't there, and I know it is right now because I've been watching the spot market. I watched a 100-mile load go for $800. So there are $8 a mile trips on the really short runs. There's also $3 a mile trips out there. So I know they're there. I've seen them. I've seen somebody's load board, which y'all can watch as well. And it looks good. And I know there's certain areas where it doesn't look good. But, it's just going to be another learning experience as far as learning rates and lanes and negotiation procedures and so on. So I think I'm going to enjoy it. And my figuring is, even if I just break even with what I'm making now, I'll still be ahead of the game because that's the learning curve. You break even when you start, or you're ahead when you start, especially with the way rates are right now. And then once I learn it, I've survived with nothing as far as this rate goes because I started in June last year, and right about the slowdown time in November, September, and then COVID hit, and I haven't seen a slowdown at all. I actually picked up, so I was doing really well. So, and that's the only reason I haven't gotten back out to my running area, because I made good that one week I ran out there. I made what did I say, $3,000, 33, whatever it was, which brought me a good bit to the house. So things are going well, going the way I need them to. And let's pray that they keep going that way. Anyway, y'all stay tuned for the IFTA if you're a company driver, you ain't got to worry about watching that video. It's pointless unless you plan on driving for yourself. I'm going to see if I can't find a little bit more info, because I made a brief video on how to use the Fuel Book app and whatnot. I don't file my own IFTA taxes, and I won't be when I go over there. So I will not have that information if any of y'all are looking for that. But I know how you can save money on it. Well, pay less out of. Well, you're not really paying less out of pocket either. It's paying less at the end of those 4 weeks when they want their tax money. So you can either overpay or underpay. When you underpay, you owe. When you overpay, you don't owe. Anyway, and stay tuned for the other video on whatever I said it was going to be on. If you don't remember, go back to the start of this video. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you later on. Remember, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and if you like, share the video, share it with your trucking buddies so y'all can all laugh at the idiocy that spews out of my mouth. Oh, really? I don't think I have anything else. I might have another video on, that's right, my APU. I do have a video on my APU on the settings for that. I might have another video on, because I'm having an issue with my APU, but I mean, it's like 100 degrees out here in Atlanta, so I don't know if that's causing it or not. I had 3 codes come up, and one was high coolant temperature, which is a given because, I mean, it's hot out here, and I was parked with the sun on my backside, which isn't a wise thing when you got an APU running, because it's enclosed in a black box, and it's a hot motor, etc., etc. But I will post something on that, and I'll let you know what repairs. It's like a code 13, a code 38, or 83, something like that. But I'll let y'all know on that one. And I'll let y'all see how I'm going to fix it, because nothing I got right now is under warranty. And those of you that are getting trucks from somebody else, and they don't have, like, if you're getting a truck from, like, Lone Mountain, they offer like a 6-month warranty. But what you got to understand is, like those of you that want to put a additional warranty on your truck, it's kind of like a car warranty that they try and sell you. They don't cover much of anything, and when they do, they fight you tooth and nail on it. So get yourself a good mechanic or work on it yourself and save money. So, oh, and another note. So I like brakes. I want some brakes on this truck, right? It's not 100% necessity, but I want some brakes. So I was going to get some. I parked at the Atlanta OC last night, and they gave me some hullabaloo story that I went in there and said, so if I wanted to buy brakes all the way around for my truck, could I do that? Because I don't want to put them on just yet. I want to put them on later. On a later date. Not saying I don't have the money. I just wanted the brakes to cover my butt for when I leave. So that way, if I get to do the brakes after I'm gone, I at least have the brakes, and I'm not charging an exorbitant fee for that. Got to think ahead and use your noggin. So he said, no, we don't have brakes for your truck. I'm like, it's a 16 Cascadia. How do you not have brakes? You got those things running around everywhere over here. He says, yeah, well, we run a heavier duty brake than what you run, and we would have to change the drums and everything. Really? You run a heavier duty brake than what I run? So those of you that watch this video and work there, and I don't know, have been mechanics or whatever for Freightliner, how about you let me know, did they make a heavier duty brake that won't fit in the regular drum that came on a Freightliner? Do they? I know they make them for cop cars and stuff, but that's a car. And I can kind of see it for a truck that's got to run in the mountains and crap. I don't know. But then again, they might do it. If they do, I'm sure it's because of all you rookie drivers out there smoking them brakes really bad and bluing the drums and so on and so on. So My thing is, if it's a heavier duty brake, shouldn't it not blew as bad as like a regular duty brake? Anyway, I'm like, that's a lie. I don't believe you. And if you can't sell them to me, just tell me you can't sell them to me, right? Why would you sit here and lie and say and make up some stupid story? I mean, that old man in Atlanta, I've been there plenty of times, and he's a smart aleck. So I doubt that. Man, you're backing up all wrong. What are you doing? Good Lord, that guy's terrible. So, I can't because he's on the other side of the street behind a fence, and I can't go over there and help him get in there. So don't even tell me to get out of my truck. Shut up. Anyway, so yeah, let me run over there and climb the fence. I don't know. If it's a heavier duty brake, fine, whatever. I don't care, but I don't believe that for 1 second that Schneider's cheap Nerf truck self actually does that. I mean, they barely pay for anything on the truck. Why would they pay for heavier duty brakes other than, clowns that can't stop? They can't drive, so they got to be able to stop, right? Before they flip or roll the truck or anything like that, just like Swift and everybody else. But I highly doubt that's true. Anyway, I did get some bulbs. I had replaced my bulb because it went out a while back, and within a week the orange had worn off of it. So I had the guy get me some more bulb. I asked for a bulb. I got like 4 of them, and I replaced that bulb, so I'll have an orange bulb again. Because you got to have amber on the front. With this inspection coming next week, I don't want any problems out of anybody. And I don't plan on working on the holiday, so don't expect big numbers this week either. I'm trying to. I got like 570 a day so far lined up, but it ain't working. So anyway, y'all have a blessed day, and I will talk to y'all later.